Great. I've been watching a little bowl action today. Uh, I can't complain. We got, more bowl action coming up later today and in throughout the week. NHL, or not NHL, sorry, NFL tonight. Little Tuesday night switcheroo dunkaroo on us. And some college basketball. I mean, what's not to love? You got NBA too, if you're into that. Let's maybe start with the bowl games. Given that one's being played right now, currently, that would be the famous Idaho Potato Bowl between Kent State and Wyoming. uh, it is the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl being played in Frisco, Texas, between UTSA and San Diego State. I think we're on opposite sides of this one, AJ. I mean, I'm going hard on San Diego State. Yep, and this line has changed a bit. Well, I actually got them at plus odds in the money line. They were at Yeah, back when it opened, San Diego State, because line opened at 2.5 the other way. So I'm liking my stance on that. We're also riding the over 49.5 on this one. Well, yeah, I mean, oh, I marked that down wrong. Um, oh, I marked it as a loss in my little handy dandy notebook for the Oregon State and Utah State game. I took under 67.5. I thought I took over. I don't know why, but I don't know why I would touch an over 67.5 in the fucking Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. So, well, I hit. I mean, yeah, that's what I said. I said I wrote down that I took the over, but no, actually, I had it written down correctly. I just, for some reason, put an X instead of a check mark next to it. So we were on the right side of things. Uh, uh, is it? It was at 49.5 before. That's what I got it at. But yes, sir. Yes, we do. Yeah, both of these moving from Sunday to Tuesday. I haven't even looked at the injury reports. I don't know if I want to say Washington was the culprit of all the COVID delay for that game. I don't know if, and then the Rams probably because after that Cardinals game, they so that could. I mean, the Eagles up to a 9.5 point favorite. I'm guessing Washington's got a lot of players out. Washington is so Heineke's out. Yeah, I'm trying to scroll all the way down to fucking Washington here, and the God, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to Washington here. I suppose I could have just gone all the way down to the bottom of the page and saved myself some time. Yeah, because they're yeah Heineke and their backup quarterback Kyle Allen both out with COVID. Um, J.D. McKissick out with a concussion. Looks like they got a few offensive linemen. Um, yeah, I mean, their defense too. I mean, their secondary is really thin. Uh, I, yeah, I don't know how bad the situation is for Philly. I think they, yeah, I mean, the Eagles are pretty healthy for the most part. It looks like not many guys either injured or on COVID. It's a big line though. I mean, yeah, I know when we did our NFL bets segment, took I took Washington money line. Obviously, not doing that anymore. Um, yeah, I do have them at 4.5, which I don't like anymore, especially when I could take them at 9.5. But for the purposes of this show, I will. I'll stick with Washington, but 9.5, not 4.5. Well, we don't even know who's playing quarterback yet, do we? I mean, I don't think they've announced whether it's Minshew or Hurts. Yeah, I mean their secondary is a little their secondary is a little weaker, but they still got that defensive line. That's kind of heart and soul of that defense. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if they've announced who will be starting at quarterback for the Eagles. obviously no injury concerns or anything there. It's just you had, but yeah, because you had Hurts missing that game and Minshew coming in and playing absolutely great. So yeah, I believe so. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm liking Washington to cover 9.5 still, but I don't love it. Who is it? What's his name? I'm gonna do that right now. I'm going to look right now. Oh, Garrett Gilbert. He was one of the couple guys in the rotation for the Cowboys last season. Um, yeah, he I believe did not play very well when he was playing with the Cowboys. So that's a low over under, but I'm kind of yeah, I'm kind of leaning the same direction. Yeah, sounds good. And then the other game we have looks like both of these kicking off at the same time, each of them at 7 o'clock Eastern. Um, yeah, I wish they would have done like what they did with the Monday games and done a little like four and like 7:15. Um, well, especially because you have one game on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. I think why not start the Washington Philly game at 5 o'clock Eastern time, and then because then you would have the Seahawks Rams game starting at 5:15, 5:30 Pacific time. So it's like perfect, but whatever. I don't know. Anyways, speaking of Seahawks Rams, this line is actually moved in the Rams' favor. I think both teams have some COVID concerns on this one. Seahawks look especially decimated at running back. Rams are missing decent amount of offensive players, especially. Although they do have Stafford and they do have Cooper Cup, so that's kind of all they really need. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'd be taking the Rams here regardless, unless like something big happened, like if Stafford was out or Cooper Cup, but those two are still in. So yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm staying away from that. No, I think if anything, this game's gonna go under. I don't like it enough to take it, but I think it's more likely than the over. breaking news: Wyoming just ran an 80-yard touchdown run in to cash in the over, which brings our totals of MAC teams and the over in the bowl games to 4-0. We still have three more bowl games to go for the MAC teams, maybe four. I don't know if my counting's off. I was struggling with this the other night about how many MAC teams have played so far, but I think it's been 4-0. So we're 4-0 now with the MAC teams on the over. Next MAC game that we have is North Texas and Miami of Ohio, which is, I think, either tomorrow or maybe Thursday. Okay, so Thursday. And then on Christmas Day, we have Ball State, another MAC team, playing Georgia State. Yep. And then on the 27th, we get Western Michigan and Nevada. Boom, just take the over already, cash it. And I think that might be the end of the MAC games, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, we have Central Michigan and Boise State in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. That one's got to be an over too. I mean, the Arizona Bowl is kind of, I think, usually had a MAC team in it. I don't think they changed the formatting of the teams that are in it. They just took over sponsorship. And sing the national anthem. Oh my god, if that actually happens, like if they fly Big Cat down, or like not flying down, but if he just skydives down and then sings the national anthem, I'm gonna love that. Yeah. Let's talk a little hoops, baby. We um got a pretty good slate today. Lot lot of postponements and cancellations. Um, Although I will say most of the games today that got postponed or canceled, not very exciting or important. The only one that would have maybe jumped out is USC against Oklahoma State. Would have been, I think USC would have won that, but would a little more of a challenge than most of their games have been so far this year. Obviously, USC, one of the 6 remaining undefeated teams. But speaking of undefeated teams, we got Iowa State playing today against Chicago State. Um, Iowa, Iowa State's a 27.5 point favorite playing at home. Makes sense. Although Iowa State has their one knock. I mean, they're up to 9 now because they're 11-0. They've had a couple big wins, but some of these games against smaller schools, they've struggled to put them away. They've let some of these smaller schools hang around late into the games sometimes. So that 27.5. So I mean, I'm on Chicago State to cover the 27.5. That's just big spread. I they didn't cover their last game though. I thought the last game the spread was up to like 26.5 or 26. I think You're sure? I mean, the one before was 24 and a half, and they won by 25. I think it was, I think the most recent one, it was like 26 and a, it was like 26 and a half, and I think we won by like 24, 23 or something. Anyways, yep, yep, they're at home. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm seeing it at 5.5. This is one of a couple really good games that we have tonight. Um, another one that's also at the same time, Davidson, Alabama. Um, Davidson's a tough team. They're pretty good. I do expect Alabama to win. I mean, they are a 9.5 point favorite, but this is one that could potentially give Alabama some trouble. Um, so I'm excited for that one. Really excited for Xavier Villanova because it's kind of hard to tell right now, in my opinion, with the Big East, who's the top dog there. I mean, there's people have varying opinions, but I mean, you got Providence at 11-1, Creighton, a very good team, Seton Hall, very good team, Xavier, UConn, Marquette, pretty good, Villanova. Um, Villanova 7-4, but all four of those losses. No, no, they lost to Creighton, but three of those four losses are to top five teams. I think they lost to it was Purdue. Uh, why am I spacing on this? It was like oh, they lost to Baylor, Purdue, and UCLA, and then Creighton, who's right outside of the rankings. So all very tough games. This Big East will be really interesting. I think that'll be maybe one of the most fun conferences to watch this season, just because of how competitive it is. Um, so that's fun. You know, you got a couple other good games too. I mean, Fresno State, Utah in there. That'll probably be a pretty decent game. Um, Utah's a 3.5 point favorite at home. Now, I'm probably on Fresno State money line on this one, to be honest. Uh, yes, I believe so. I do have a parlay, and if you are watching live, hopefully you are. You get about 30 minutes to put this in, but we are uh, first game that I've got uh, Toledo, Toledo money line. They are a 3.5 point favorite at home against Marshall. Marshall's a pretty decent team, um, but I think Toledo is a bit better. The only reason I'm taking the money line on this is because it's in a parlay. Um, I don't want to get screwed by the 3.5 there. Although I will be taking Toledo to cover separately, or I have taken Toledo to cover that 3.5 as a single bet. The second game I've got on here is Michigan State to cover 9.5, playing Oakland. Which this game actually I think opened at 11 or 12, so it's fallen a couple points. I think Sparty blows Oakland out of the water. Oakland's a pretty good team, but Michigan State, they're looking pretty dang hot this year. Only two losses are to uh, Baylor and Kansas, both ranked in the top 10. Baylor number one, obviously. Kansas, 7, I think. So So yeah, Michigan State's a really good team. They should be getting more respect than 9.5 on that. Speaking of a team that beat Michigan State, Kansas, I like them going into Colorado to cover the 10 points. Fuck Shefty. Ooh, so Godwin out for the season, and now Fournette. So just the regular eye. Just okay. So he's right. So he's missing at least 3. So he's missing at least the rest of the regular season. Well, we're gonna figure out. I suspect Brady will be. This will be a little nugget of exposure of him not being the goat. You take away his weapons, and we'll see what he can do. And then they play Carolina again. Yeah, well, exactly. So if their offense struggles against Carolina, that's a big red flag. Well, he no, but he's he's just. I mean, I don't know. They're just playing it slow with him. He's been practicing for like 3 weeks now. It looks like this Christmas Day game against the Browns, the Packers hopefully will have both Jair and Bakhtiari playing, which our defense has already been playing pretty well this season. Throwing Jair back into that lineup, that's going to be dangerous. And then Zadarius Smith, he's still up in the air. Hopefully, by playoff time, he'll be back as well. Having that extra edge rusher, I think, will help a lot too. And this is going to, I mean, this will be a very, very dangerous defense come playoff time. I mean, this defense, yeah, and the Packers defense has been cooking without their 2 best players. So now, did you want me to finish my parlay? So just to recap, we've got Toledo money line, Michigan State -9.5, Kansas -10, and then the last game that I like on here is Santa Clara money line playing at San Jose State. Santa Clara is a 6-point favorite. Um, Again, with this one, I have them in a single bet covering the 6. But for this parlay's purposes, we're going to take the money line. Um, your odds might vary a tiny bit, but I've got this parlay paying out at plus 690. You're taking you're taking App State on the money line. You do. I mean, not really. Uh, See that I can see them covering 16. I can't see a situation where App State wins this game. I mean, North Carolina's 3 losses are to Purdue, who's ranked third, Tennessee, who's ranked what, like 11 or something, and then Kentucky. who's also ranked. Oh, my bad. Tennessee's ranked 19th, but that's three losses to ranked teams. I'm not saying North Carolina deserves to be a ranked team, but they are worlds better than App State, and they're playing on their home court. So, no, I don't think so. I think our men's basketball team is fine. Our women's basketball team has got COVID. No, we play tomorrow against Tennessee. Tennessee's a 2 point. Tennis Tuesday, the 21st. What the hell are you looking at? Men's or women's basketball that you're looking at? I don't know what you're looking at, but we play Tennessee tomorrow. Oddly enough, Tennessee's a 2 point favorite in that game. It's being played at Tennessee. Um, I can. That's exactly what I was thinking. Um, yeah, that seems kind of like a no-brainer to me. Um, Oddly enough, fucking ESPN's Basketball Power Index (FPI) or whatever, or BPI, I guess in this case, giving Tennessee a 70.2% chance to win. That seems egregiously wrong. I mean, they are good, but Tennessee has one of the best defenses in college basketball, but they have struggled to put up points in a number of games this season. Um, Now, Arizona seems to not ever want to cover the 3 point line this season, which has been a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we're also scoring over 90 points a game. So, I've heard worse ideas, AJ. I know it's not even going to be 150. It's going to be like 120, 130 maybe, would be my guess. Over under at 149 and a half, which is interesting because something's got to give. And Tennessee only giving up 58 points a game, Arizona scoring 91. Well, yeah, I don't I don't know. Whatever. Arizona, 9-2 ATS, and I don't know why we're the dog. Wait, that's what we do. Oh yeah. All right. What? Oh, Velcro. I'm gonna do it again. Speaking of, shoot, yeah, I think I do. Let me just quick run through those very fast. Um, all right, trying to get these lined up in order. What to do? Okay. So I've got Moorhead State minus 15 and a half playing at Uwe Pui. Is Yeah, IUPUI, which is I believe Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis is what that stands for. Which I did think I don't know if there's any other joint schools that like Indiana and Purdue both like made a child, I guess, and it's called Uwe Pui. But yeah, whatever. Anyways, let's see. Fresno State already covered. I like them as the dog. I like Winthrop to cover 9.5 at Mississippi State. They are 9.5 point dogs there. I've got Sam Houston State money line. That's a dog that I like. They're at home against Bradley, or maybe not at home. Might be neutral site. Yeah, they're playing in El Paso, I guess. Whatever. Who cares? They gonna cover, hopefully, and win. Uh, I've got NC State minus 10.5 playing Wright State. Um, like Bellarmine, whatever. I don't know how that's pronounced. Somebody comment the phonetic spelling of that. But I like them money line. They're a 3 point dog against Loyola Marymount. Toledo, I already covered. Um, Michigan State, already covered that. I like Iona and Rick Pitino to cover 7.5 at home against Delaware. That should be a tough matchup, but we will see. Is there anything else? Oh, I like. I'm taking UConn money line against Marquette. It scares me a little bit. The I think they'll win, but the 4.5 kind of scares me in that game. Yeah. Then I got a big upset pick, big plus money pick here. Norfolk State. They're a 7.5 point dog playing at New Mexico. Plus 270 on the money line. I'm taking that. And yep. Then I like Pepperdine to cover 16 against Oregon. And yeah, covered Santa Clara already. Um, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I am betting on a 1 in 10 Oregon State team to cover 6.5 at home against Nichols. I think Oregon State's better than their. I think they're better than their record, and I'm hoping I'm right, but we'll find out. I don't blame you. I mean, the Lakers are terrible ATS. Oh, it's always a fucking random. It's like it's almost like LeBron, AD, and Russ just always flip a coin every night whether or not they're playing. I I swear to God, they're gonna be so annoying for like odds makers and shit because they're literally. I feel like LeBron and AD especially are just game time listed as game time decision every single game, and sometimes they play, sometimes one of them plays. Yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah, might as well cover the second half of the bowl games that we haven't covered yet. Yeah, so I keep an eye out for those in the next day or two. We'll have more college football and NFL bets.